In your headlines, man arrested on suspicion of murdering Justin Beckles, and the United States has declared the monkeypox outbreak a public health emergency. Hello Turks and Caicos, welcome to PTV News Watch. Thanks for tuning in on this Friday, August 5th, 2022. I'm Khalees Williams with today's newscast. The real news starts now. Brian Francis, the man arrested on suspicion of murder in the shooting death of young mechanic Justin Beckles, has been officially charged. Here's that report.
"27-year-old Brian Francis will now go to pre-trial after being charged with the shooting death of 22-year-old South Caicos mechanic Justin Cox Beckles. A judge ordered a 7-day stay last week as officers gathered enough evidence to lay the charge of murder against Francis. Commissioner of Police Trevor Botting said, quote, "These charges follow extensive inquiries by the RTC-IPF investigation team. However, this charge does not mean the end of the investigation. It remains active. This incident involved a number of others who took part in fighting at the scene," end quote. He ended by urging witnesses and anyone else with information regarding the shooting to speak out. 22-year-old Justin Cox Beckles was shot once in the torso in the early hours of Sunday, July 24th at Rock Plaza in Blue Hills and succumbed to that injury hours later at the hospital. Cox was a South Caicos resident who was visiting Provo for a short period when the shooting occurred. Sources say he was a hardworking and determined mechanic who they believe at the time of the incident was a victim of circumstance. Anyone with information is asked to call police on 911 or Crime Stoppers on 1-800-8477 to leave tips anonymously.
The TCI's Director of Public Prosecution says his office is looking into the matter in Jamaica, where a member of its staff has been found guilty of misconduct. More in this report.
The Office of the Director of Public Prosecution of the Turks and Caicos Islands has called into question the decision of a Jamaican legal watchdog against one of its prosecutors on secondment to the sister Caribbean island. As reported previously, Senior Public Prosecutor Sophia Thomas was last week found guilty of professional misconduct by the Jamaican Legal Disciplinary Panel, following a complaint by a defendant in a case she prosecuted in 2017. The complaint was filed in 2019 by accused fraudster Jamaican bank manager Lowell Spence, and last week the Disciplinary Committee of the General Legal Council of Jamaica found Thomas guilty of misconduct. However, she is appealing the decision through her lawyer, Hugh Wildman. According to a report in the Jamaican Gleaner, Wildman believes Thomas has strong grounds for appeal and would be taking the matter to the Court of Appeal. The Gleaner reported Wildman as saying that one of the grounds will be in relation to a statement by the chairman of the panel before the case was ended, in which she invited him to make a mitigation plea on behalf of Thomas. He reportedly said he had to remind the chairman that the case was not over and that they were not at the mitigation stage, for which the chairman is said to have apologized. The lawyer claims that his client did not get a fair hearing. TCI's DPP Queen's Counsel Eugenia Tonye responded to media queries and public concerns earlier in the week about the panel's decisions and what it means for Thomas's work here in TCI, with a brief statement that his office is looking into the matter. Quote, "The Office of the Director of Public Prosecution and other relevant TCI stakeholders are aware of the 29th of July adverse decision of the Disciplinary Committee of Jamaica General Legal Counsel concerning Ms. Sophia Thomas. The public interest and concerns the matter has generated are understandable and duly noted. I confirm that this matter is receiving due and urgent consideration." End quote. Otonye says his office will be making a further press statement in due course. For PTV News Watch, I'm Delana Alves.
We'll be right back with more News Watch when we return.
This is a reminder that all PTV service accounts are due on the first day of each month. Accounts should be brought up to date by the 28th of the month to avoid disruption in service. Payments may be made on our office at Stubbs Diamond Plaza, Providenciales, Mides Plaza, North Caicos, and Airport Road in South Caicos. Payments may also be made online using Scotiabank, CIBC First Caribbean Bank, and Royal Bank of Canada. Please allow 3 business days for online payments to be processed. We thank you for your cooperation.
Welcome back to Newswatch. On Wednesday, the Ministry of Education announced a new policy to prevent the misuse of temporary work permits in the islands. Details in this report.
Temporary work permits are overwhelmingly being used to get sex workers into the country, and the government has called a halt to this practice by enacting changes through the Labor Department. A comprehensive review of the work permit process was recently done by the Ministry of Labor, and it was discovered that over 1,876 applications for temporary work permits were approved between the period January 2021 and February 2022. Of the total applications for temporary work permits approved, 187 barmaid applications were approved in the same period, of which 94% were female Dominican nationals, and the remaining 6% or 12 were females of Haitian nationality. The ages range from 17 at the time of the application, born on November 6, 2003, to 55 at the time of the application, born on August 10, 1966. These persons came into the country under the guise of several professions, namely as barmaids, waiters, hostess, domestic workers, laborers, barbers, cosmetologists, and beauticians, and other related fields. In an attempt to clamp down on this practice, Cabinet, during a July 8 meeting, approved a new policy, which was developed out of concerns that many establishments were misusing and abusing the work permit process for prostitution and sex trafficking. This new policy will guide the processing, consideration, and approval of temporary work permits. In accordance with Section 46 of the Immigration Ordinance, the Commissioner of Labor has been instructed not to issue temporary work permits indefinitely for the aforementioned categories of labor. Under the new policy, these applications will only be considered under the traditional process of work permit applications, following detailed scrutiny, including requirement for a health certificate, police record, and sufficient justification that the post is required and cannot be filled internally. With immediate effect, all applications for temporary work permits must also include proof or evidence justifying the recruited individual is qualified and experienced for the work, that is, to the satisfaction of the Commissioner of Labor. The new policy also imposes a minimum age requirement for temporary work permits to engage in certain categories of work. The applicant must be a minimum age of 21 at the time of application in order to be considered for a work permit in the categories of barmaids and waitstaff. Also, with immediate effect, anyone wishing to obtain a temporary work permit will have to show evidence that it is needed for emergency purposes, which is defined as an unexpected, serious, and often dangerous situation requiring immediate attention, and if left unattended, can lead to loss of life or have national disastrous implications for the country or the environment. Another criteria is that the work permit is needed for urgent purposes, meaning the application is made as a result of an urgent need of the business, requiring the business establishment to take immediate action or attention to recruit an individual for a short period of time to shore up the business, or it is needed for specialist skilled staff. For PTV News Watch, I'm Delana Abs.
The United States has officially declared the monkeypox outbreak a public health emergency. We take a look at the progression of this disease over the past few months.
More than 7,000 Americans have now been infected in at least 48 states. Montana and Wyoming are the only states without reported cases to date. The Biden administration now declaring the outbreak a public health emergency. The nation has more than 1.1 million doses of the monkeypox vaccine available. However, it is not enough to meet the demand. The monkeypox vaccine is a double-dose injection that requires both doses to be considered fully vaccinated. And while nearly all cases have been seen in homosexual and bisexual men, anyone can contract the virus. In the U.S., 5 children have already been infected. However, the virus is rarely fatal. Houston native Wesley Wallace told KHOU 11 it is a physically painful and emotional ordeal.
Every sip, every bite, it's just like, oh, I can't, it hurts. I'm going to say I probably was kissing somebody that had it and didn't know it, just based on where my initial lesions pop up.
While it took some time for the alarm on monkeypox to go off, far different from the response and initial panic of COVID-19, health officials warned that the virus is very much present and spreading. Camille Seaton told CBS 46 that she has been isolated for almost a month after her diagnosis.
I remember one night, I was just feeling so sick and like lethargic and just like, throwing up. And it was just weird because I didn't do anything to feel that way. You know, I had a good meal, the night before, and it was just, it caught me off guard. One of the biggest misconceptions about the virus is that you can contract it sexually. Well, you can contract it sexually, but they're saying it's an STD. Like, the CDC released that you can get it through sexual contact, and everybody just took that and like ran with it. Like, that's not the only way you can get it. Like, it's a factor, but that's one of many.
Camille, back in July, was just one of 4 women out of the over 400 persons infected in her state. Symptoms of the virus include a high temperature, headache, muscle aches, backaches, swollen glands, shivering, exhaustion, and joint pain, and can be spread from person to person through physical contact with monkeypox blisters or scabs, touching clothing, bedding, or towels used by someone with monkeypox. Persons are being asked to take extra precaution and to practice proper hygiene and sanitization measures.
Don't move just yet. Coming up next is your weather forecast after this break.
This is a reminder that all PTV service accounts are due on the first day of each month. Accounts should be brought up to date by the 28th of the month to avoid disruption in service. Payments may be made on our office at Stubbs Diamond Plaza, Providenciales, Mides Plaza, North Caicos, and Airport Road in South Caicos. Payments may also be made online using Scotiabank, CIBC First Caribbean Bank, and Royal Bank of Canada. Please allow 3 business days for online payments to be processed. We thank you for your cooperation.
Here at People's Television, we're more than just your leading news and entertainment services. We are
spreading the gospel.
We are breaking barriers.
We are preserving the culture. Each one, teach one.
We are committed to excellence.
We're creating change.
We are creating memories.
We are the future.
I am PTV.
I am PTV. I am PTV.
I am PTV.
We are PTV.
We are continuing the legacy. We are PTV.
Welcome back to Newswatch. Here's the latest in your weather forecast. For the nation's capital, Grand Turk, on Saturday, intervals of clouds and sunshine. High 84, low 80, winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. On Sunday, partly cloudy skies, high 84, low 80, winds east at 20 to 30 miles per hour. On Monday, isolated showers, high 84, low 80, winds east at 20 to 30 miles per hour. For South Caicos, on Saturday, sunshine and mixed clouds, high 84, low 80, winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. On Sunday, partly cloudy skies, high 84, low 80, winds east at 20 to 30 miles per hour. On Monday, partly cloudy skies, high 84, low 80, winds east at 20 to 30 miles per hour. For North and Middle Caicos, on Saturday, partly cloudy skies, high 85, low 80, winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. On Sunday, partly cloudy skies, high 85, low 80, winds east at 20 to 30 miles per hour. On Monday, isolated showers, high 84, low 80, winds east at 20 to 30 miles per hour. For Parrot and Pine Key, on Saturday, sunshine and mixed clouds, high 85, low 80, winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. On Sunday, partly cloudy skies, high 85, low 80, winds east at 20 to 30 miles per hour. On Monday, partly cloudy skies, high 84, low 80, winds east at 20 to 30 miles per hour. And on Providenciales, on Saturday, sunshine and mixed clouds, high 85, low 80, winds east at 15 to 25 miles per hour. On Sunday, partly cloudy skies, high 85, low 80, winds east at 20 to 30 miles per hour. On Monday, partly cloudy skies, high 84, low 80, winds east at 20 to 30 miles per hour. Here's your sunrise and sunset. Sunrise 6:25 a.m., sunset 7:26 p.m. Now for your high and low tides. High tides 2:11 a.m., 2:58 p.m. Low tides 8:18 a.m., 9:26 p.m. And for your hurricane outlook, for the North Atlantic Caribbean Sea and the Gulf of Mexico, tropical cyclone formation is not expected during the next 5 days. And that's it for your weather forecast and hurricane outlook. That's the end of today's edition of Newswatch, but don't forget you can always catch us on our website at www.ptv8tci.com and every weekday right here at 6:30 p.m. I'm Khalees Williams. Stay informed. Thanks for watching.